Yeah, I was watching. It's hot in here. I was watching, laying in bed this morning. Of course, it's Sunday morning, so there are a lot of NFL games on the slate for today. And the earliest game is the Ravens Broncos game. It's being played earlier than all the other games because it's being played in London a couple times a year. The past few seasons, since maybe not even a few seasons, maybe going back maybe 9 or 10 years, there are a couple of games that are played in London. And Roger Goodell is trying to drum up an NFL base in London in hopes of one day getting an expansion team located in the city, helping to make the game a little bit more international and get more European fans, especially like fans in the UK, because fans in the UK love soccer and they are sporting people. They do respond very positively to stadium sports, but not huge stadium sports, because nobody draws a bigger crowd than soccer. But yeah, so this London game, because they've already played a London game already, at least one team. I think the Jets played in London this season. They played somebody, I can't remember. So today it's the Ravens and the Broncos. Pity teams, they're not doing especially well this season. They're both 2-5 right now because the game's still being played. And I left the house in the midst of the game. Russell Wilson had already thrown an interception, but so had the quarterback for the. No, is it the Ravens? It's not the Ravens and the Broncos. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Broncos, which are both having bad seasons. Scratch that. It's not the Ravens. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback for the Jags. He's thrown an interception, and so is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson threw an interception. Trevor Lawrence threw an interception. Trevor threw his in the red zone, giving the ball back to the Broncos. And they're both 2-5, so they're both not having good seasons. They both have new coaches. The coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's been a coach before. It's not Jack Del Rio. I think it's Doug Peterson, the guy who took the Eagles to a Super Bowl against the Patriots. Yeah. It's Doug Peterson down there in Jacksonville. Took over for Urban Meyer. And then whoever this new guy is for the Broncos, I'm not even going to bother to learn his name because I don't think he's going to be there very, very much longer, so it doesn't really matter. He's a first-time coach. First-time head coach. I don't know his history. I don't know where he came from, who he used to coach for, who he was an assistant or coordinator for. Anywho, the Broncos, she was signed to Jets. Russell Wilson. We'll go back. We'll start back there because I think I lost my connection or whatever. Anyway, yeah, Russell Wilson married Sierra. Sierra was a huge R&B pop singer. You know, the Lil Jon Jazzy Face Sound production, and she was a big name in music. And Russell was I think he came out in 2011 because I remember the Badgers, which is who he played college football for, faced Oregon. In one of the bowl games, might have been the Rose Bowl. That was 2012. That was New Year's 2012, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway. So yeah. So he married Sierra. I can't remember what year he got with her. And it was a big deal for him. You could tell like, he was real proud to be married to her. And he felt like they were like a Jay-Z and Beyonce, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, power couple. All that power couple bullshit. And you could tell he was really into that. He like leaned into it. The things that critics of Russell Wilson would say was that he was kind of pretentious. There was a story that he kept a tuxedo in the trunk of his Aston Martin because in his mind he thought that he needed to have a tuxedo in the trunk of his car at any given point in time, just in case he was out and needed to attend a fundraiser or a gala. So it got out. I think one of his teammates told on him about that, and it got out, and people kind of made fun of him and mocked him because it's kind of silly and goofy and pretentious of him. It said keep a tuxedo in the trunk of his car. You could tell he was a young guy when he came into the league. He had a lot of success early, went to 2 Super Bowls back to back, won one. It would seem to be like the heir apparent to the superstar quarterbacks. He was in league with like the Tom Brady's, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Breeses of that era. So he was seen to be like the next in line, and he was really enjoying it. And I get it, rightly so. He should have. He's making money. He's a quarterback in the NFL. He just won a Super Bowl. You know, he's got that good hair. You know, he's got that good coif. Got that comb over. He got the curly Q. You know, he looks like he's racially ambiguous, so he can look like he is like mixed. And there was a meme years ago about him, like he could look like he could be Arabian or Persian or black or Spanish, Latin. He just had that type of racial ambiguity. And you could tell he played with it. You know, sometimes he would have his hair pulled back in that ponytail, that David Beckham ponytail. And sometimes he would have like the size of his head shaved and like a lot of product in his hair. He just seemed like the type of guy that loved to get ready. He seems like the type of dude that has a girlfriend or a wife, and he can't wait to get ready. It's not the going out, that's the part that he likes. You can tell it's like he likes to get ready. You know how women, any guy that's been in a relationship, you know your girl's getting ready, and it seems like the getting ready part is the main event, and the going out, whatever she's getting ready to go out for, is like the second class citizen of the night. Russell Wilson seems like the type of guy that puts on music when he starts to like shave his beard. You know what I'm saying? Like he put on that new Beyonce. He did a little dance and he giggled with his girl. He just seems like that type of guy, you know? He looks like the type of guy that picks up the comb. You know, the little black comb where they have the teeth on one end that are real close together and the teeth on the other end that are like marginally close together. He like runs his thumb down the bristles just to hear the click, 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 click sound of the comb. That's what Russell Wilson seems like. It seems like he has like a Rashawn Patterson. He has a poster of Rashawn Patterson when he was on Kids Incorporated, like as a child. Russell Wilson seems like the type of guy that's like spends his money like trying to find the produced versions of Kids Incorporated with like who was on there? Ryan Gosling. No, Ryan Gosling was on the Mickey Mouse Club. Russell Wilson seems like the Justin Timberlake of quarterbacks. If you told me that Russell Wilson was on Kids Incorporated or the Disney Channel or the Mickey Mouse Club when he was a kid, I believe it. You know how like Ryan Gosling and Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were like trained to be performers and stars one day and starlets one day, coming up in the Kids Incorporated / Disney Channel / Mickey Mouse Club structure. That's what Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson seems like the type of guy that was singing "Forever My Lady" with Ryan Gosling on the Mickey Mouse Club, and instead of becoming an actor or a singer or a pop star, he became a quarterback. It was like Russell Wilson was the kid on Kids Incorporated who was like throwing. And all his skits were like musical skits, but he was like always football oriented. And Justin Timberlake grew up to be in NSYNC and become an international pop star. And Russell Wilson was like, I'm gonna become a pop star, but like a quarterback pop star. That's what it is. And you know, like, and listen, I'm a Justin Timberlake fan, and technically Justin Timberlake is making music. That is music that Justin Timberlake is making. And I have all his CDs. I don't give a fuck. Future Sex Love Sounds is my shit. And so is his first one, Justified. Justified was my Cry Me a River. Nigga. Anyway. But it seems like for people who know music and who are fans of music, they will look at Justin Timberlake and be like, technically this is music, and he is singing and he's dancing, but this ain't organic. It's not like he was like in a band that played shitty bars and they came up like John Mayer. Like John Mayer played shitty college towns and came up organically from nights being, a bar singer, and he got his big break. There's no bar singing pop star. There's no pop bar where you go with your choreography and you do your choreography on like a 4x4 cardboard stage in West Virginia at a dive bar until you make your big break. That's not. It's manufactured pop. Basically, what Andy Warhol pushed. That popness. It was pop. It was fun. It was MTV, Disney. That's what Russell Wilson seems like. It's like there are little kids right now somewhere in like some Mickey Mouse Pop Warner football players, and Russell Wilson is the first one to make it to the league. That's what the shit is. And Russell Wilson has a very you can tell he has maybe like a talent manager. I don't know if he signed a contract with like CAA, Creative Arts Agency, or anything like that, but you can tell he has like movie star dreams. Like basically what they said LeBron wanted to be, and as to why he moved to LA, he wanted to be in movies. Russell Wilson actually does want to be in. He made some video where he came up with some moniker, and he was there with his stepkid and his kids. And he was like, I'm Mr. Incredible. It was kind of cringe. I can't remember what he called himself. That's how forgettable it was. Whatever he called himself, he was trying to be impactful and irreverent. But it was so forgettable, the term that he referenced, the adjective that he used. It actually came across as him being the opposite. Mr. Unstoppable. Might be Mr. Unstoppable. But Russell Wilson has that prototypical great stepdad energy. Yeah, Russell has the great he has immaculate stepdad energy. And he's the prototype stepdad. And I don't even fault him, man. I mean, Sarah's got tight pussy, so shit, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's the size of a fucking pinhole. And he's loving it. Loving every minute of it. Poor guy. But he has, if you've seen his Subway sandwich commercial, he has what I like to term as cringe swag. It's swag. It's definitely a lot of swag, but it's like cringe swag. It's like if you made a jelly sandwich, not even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you made a jelly sandwich and the jelly had the consistency of jelly and the color of jelly, but didn't have any of the sweetness, that's Russell Wilson. It's a jelly sandwich. The jelly came out of a jar. Strawberries are on the jar, or grapes are on the jar, whatever you like. Marmalade. But there's no sugar in it. There's no sugar in the jelly. That's Russell. Russell is like one of those houses that they build in a neighborhood that's on the rise, where people just come in and buy the old property, demolish it, and just build another house. and like it's like white with black trim. He's one of those houses. Because one thing every neighborhood needs is 10 white houses with black trim. Of course, black garage doors. Come on now. Everybody needs a house. Everybody needs 9 houses in the neighborhood that's made completely of right angles. It's like when they make those little Lego houses, those futuristic Lego houses, and like one of the whole side of the Lego house is made with the clear blocks to represent glass. He's one of those modern homes. He's one of those modern homes where you can be at the meat counter, the butcher's counter, and the Publix, and look out the front door of the Publix and see all the way down the street into the neighborhood, and you can see the art hanging on this modern home's wall because there are no fucking curtains up. That's Russell. Russell Wilson is a brand new Range Rover HSE autobiography, the Vogue, with no tint on the back quarter windows. Because usually like the front seat passenger driver windows don't have any tint. Of course the windshield's not going to be tinted. But it's standard. Even at a base level SUV, back seat, cargo area, windows tinted. He would get a Range Rover with no fucking tint. You say, can you take the tint off? But tint standard, Mr. Wilson. So I know, but I just one of those type of fucking. Yeah, one of those. If Russell Wilson was an alcohol, he'd be a spritzer. He'd be like a spritz. It'd be like, if he was an alcoholic beverage, he'd be one of those spritzer cans of alcohol where they sell it like as a mixed drink already in a can, but it's like a fingertip's worth of alcohol in there. And when I say a fingertip, I don't mean like the filling up a fingertip. I mean like you dip your fingertip in the liquor, and then whatever falls off the ridges of your finger is the alcohol in the beverage. I don't mean like an alcohol size that is comparable in volume to the tip of your finger. No, I mean like the drip drop liquor off your pinky finger. That's how much lick that's him. He doesn't want to get too fucked up. Cringe swag. Listen, I had cringe swag. Fuck it. I still got cringe swag. Look at this jean jacket. I remember when Russell, listen, I love gospel music just like any other heathen. I could love me some Marvin Sapp, some Fred Hammond. Fred Hammond might as well be the Stevie Wonder of gospel music as far as I'm concerned. I love some Marvin Winans. I love gospel music, but Russell made a video one time when he was singing a praise song. And listen, I've been caught up in the spirit back when I was a church goer. Back when I was a practicing believer. And I know it feels good. That worship music, man, that worship music feels good. Praise and worship might be the best part of church. As long as it's not that corny kids bop praise and worship. I want the old school, the family praise and worship. I want the rain on. I want the silver and gold. Some of that good old-fashioned 80s Walter Hawkins, Reverend James Moore Sr. ugly praise. So I get it. It feels good. He was singing a church song, and I can't remember. I have to like paraphrase and like maybe do some type of interpolation. It's like, I praise you. It was like on that vibe. I love you, Jesus. I praise you, Lord. And he was singing into the camera. And listen, he takes his faith serious. But boy. Wap, 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 wap. I feel like your praise, you don't sing your praise songs into the camera. Like, okay, y'all want to feel cringy? Y'all ready? Y'all want to feel your shoulders tingle? Want to feel you want to make your nose scrunch up? Watch this. I love you, Jesus. I praise you. I just want to serve you, Lord. You see how that feels? You feel that secondhand embarrassment? Y'all feel that? And listen, I'm open to the idea of Jesus. I was raised in the church. This is not an anti-God, not at all. But lame niggas, man. Come on now. Lame niggas, man. As a lame nigga myself, we got to stop doing that type of shit. We got to stop doing that. I got my shit in eco mode trying to go up this fucking hill. Might as well put an actual motor from a Hot Wheels in this bitch. Might get up there faster. Might get up there faster on wind power than put a sail. Put a sail on the nose of my shit. You know what I'm saying? Cast a reel. I'm on my way to the perimeter mall area. On this Sunday morning, I got to go see something. I gotta go see something. I gotta check something out. But yeah, Russell has cringe swag, man. His swag cringe. His swag is cringe. Okay, I'm about to crack a window. It's getting stuffy. It's really in here. And people are turning on Russell. The same public that he wants to love him so much is turning on him because there's nothing that the populace likes more. The only thing that the populace likes more than like building up a famous person and that myth that goes along with building up their fame, the only thing they like more than that is destroying. And they got the claws out. This one NFL commentator on the actual NFL network, the NFL network, did y'all know the NFL network has a morning show? It's like Good Morning America, but for football. Oh my Lord. You're talking about a waste of TV. You're talking about disposable television. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just, the colors are too vibrant. See that? They're trying to get over and ain't gonna put on a blinker. Boy, if I was a scammer, put your blinker on if you're gonna change lanes. Even if you're just changing lanes, still your blinker is there for a reason. It's mandated by law that you have to have a blinker on an automobile being sold, right? And people just choose to use them, I guess. Whatever. It's just a flick of the hand. See that? Hear that? Blinker. Hear that? Blinker. Come on now, use your blinker now. Cruising through Brookhaven. Where am I at right now? What street is this? Oh, the signs over here are so old, they're rusted. I can't even see the name of that street I'm on. Let me look. Love this neighborhood. Just came by. I just passed Lenox Mall and Phipps. Calvert Lane Northeast. I'm on Narmore Drive, getting onto Calvert Lane. Yes. Oh wow, they got a lake going up under. Oh, they have a lake. not a lake. They got a little stream. This house that I just passed, they have stream visible going under the home in what looks to be the front room or their living room. Big picture window. With they had the museum style, museum quality antique furniture. I could see all the way in there because this is one of those neighborhoods that I was just discussing where they don't put curtains up. You can actually see the color. You can see the gold tone on the silverware laying on the counter in the island from across the street from. But they had like a little stream going underneath the house, and it was visible from the street. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I bet whoever loves that house loves living there. That's a very unique thing. A stream going underneath the house is visible from the street, going underneath your living room. That is incredible. Thank you, Porsche SUV. Yeah, okay. Anywho, what street am I on now? Just in case you all ever visit Atlanta, you can come to this neighborhood. This is a freaking great neighborhood. One of these moneyed neighborhoods. People in this neighborhood live a moneyed lifestyle. A lot of Herschel Walker signs up. They live a moneyed life, Their life is moneyed, if you know what that means. Moneyed. They have one of those little, in the backyard, they have those 3 wooden outside chairs. They have like a little slant to them. You know what I'm talking about? A little casual. Oh, I see. There's a car. I just passed a couple that have 2 golden retrievers. This is like, I'm looking through the backyard of this house and I can see a golf course. The backyard flows into a golf course. Amazing. Just passed a couple, 2 golden retrievers. When I tell you that these are people who watch CNBC, when I tell you that there's CNBC on 24 hours a day in a lot of these homes, they want to know what the fuck is going on with the market. You know what I'm saying? They don't want windows on their garage doors because they don't want people to see what they got. A 300 SL Goldwing Mercedes in there. Antique and shit. Amazing, man. It's a nice neighborhood. Well, I'm on Club Drive Northeast in Brookhaven. If you ever come to Atlanta and you're driving and you're mobile, take a drive through Club Drive Northeast in Brookhaven. It's got college football coach swag to it. But Russell had a Subway sandwich ad commercial popularizing the dangerous sandwich, Danger Wilson something. It was marketed like that. Subway debuted in August. They've already pulled it from the menu because I don't think people give a fuck. It's like either that shit ain't selling, because I think Russell has designs on being the football LeBron James. He wants to be the football Kobe. And there are not a lot of football players that end up getting to superstar status on that level. There are a few, but there are more stars in the NBA that are notable and of fame, like icon, legendary status, than there are NFL players that are currently playing that will ever be that. We have lost the Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Barry Sanders era. The last of that, that realistically is probably Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. But I think Russell thinks that just charisma and charm alone and his will to succeed will be enough to make him. He wants to be an A-list star. He wants You know, he just doesn't want to play. He's not that football player only. He's like, I'm not just a football player. Don't be surprised if Russell Wilson tries to run for public office one day. He'll try to do it in the most like non-conforming manner, though. He's like, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a human being. Man, oh man, oh man. But people are trying to come for him. And they're not trying, they're coming for him. They're coming for his rep. Like, they attacked him. Like, one of these NFL commentators, the NFL morning show, yeah, I don't know, that's what I was talking about. This guy is a fucking nobody. Used to be NFL player that was also on one of these reality shows on MTV, the Real World. And he was a square-jawed Notre Dame type guy that has all the looks of like somebody who should be successful, but you can tell he's just not that. He has everything but the success, and he landed some fucking job with the NFL Network on a morning show that nobody watches. He called Russell Wilson a phony. Now, mind you, Russell Wilson has accomplished more than this fucking hoo-ha. Russell Wilson just signed for 250 big ones. Big, huge ones. This guy feels like he has the fucking agency to tear Russell Wilson down, who logistically is an excellent human being. Cringe Swag aside, just on resume. If we didn't count personality, if we just went on resume. But you see how quick Russell thought he was in good with them people. But you can talk like them, you can walk like them, you can shake all the right fucking hands, you can have dinner with the head of BMW. I think Russell Wilson and Sierra went to Germany and had dinner with like the CEO or chairman of the board of like Mercedes-Benz, like Daimler or something. And Russell Wilson's out here moving and shaking. It was just him, Sierra, the CEO of Daimler, and the Daimler CEO's wife. Just the four of them having dinner. That's pretty big. Like, he's out here with captains of the industry. He's out here. He is out here. This man is setting up. You know, one day he might run a team. He might put together an ownership group to buy into a major sports team, which is huge. But this guy, this nobody on the NFL Network, feels like he has a window in to say what he's always wanted to say about Russell. And let's just be honest, men get jealous of other men all the time. One of the dangers with Cringe Swag is Cringe Swag in and of itself serves to press upon people perfection. And I don't want to go into the 48 Laws of Power. I bought those books I bought the 48 Laws of Power back in 2003. And I bought The Art of Seduction in like 2004, 2005. I don't want to go too deep into them. At this point, I read them. I don't even read them anymore. But when people read them, like, it's comical now. Because people actually try to live their life using those books. Ended up ruining everything for themselves. But I think there's a chapter in there about not appearing too perfect. There's some validity in that. When you're not self-aware, okay, case in point, Russell Wilson had a shitty game, comes to the press conference, full pads, full fucking everything but the fucking helmet and the ball. Broncos, let's ride. At the end, Broncos, let's ride. He's still doing that politician shit. And that is, that makes people want to barf a little bit. He was like, after the press conference, he's like super positive and shit. Ain't good. Power of positive thinking makes a difference for a lot of people. Or the Earl Nightingale, and all the Dale Carnegie win friends and influence people. It has been incredibly effective. But Russell Wilson looks like he's going to go to one of those Grant Cardone sales conferences where people where Grant Cardone, is it? Grant Cardone rents out like the Orlando Magic basketball arena. He could put more people in there than the actual Orlando Magic can. And he has like Fat Joe and Usher come through and like give motivational speeches, and like all these real estate people and all these salespeople come there, and they're like, all you see is like veneers and great dye jobs, not bad dye jobs, great dye jobs, professionally done, great frosted tips. We're talking Lexus LS 460 shit, the big shit, the successful motherfucker, that hard top, drop top, infinity coupe shit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. We're not talking about no Nissan Altima shit. We're talking about infinity shit. That infinity SUV. That 4-door Infinity. We're talking about the Q, that Q40, that Q80. You know what I'm talking about. Them people. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Boss. The Grand Cherokee with the fucking premium packed on it. Russell seems like he's gonna show up to one of those and like tell people how they can be successful. Like one of those pyramid. He seems like the top guy in the pyramid scheme. And like he ended up making so much money off the pyramid scheme that he bought Radio Shack. One of those Robert Kiyosaki types. But what was it? What was that quote? I can't fucking think of who said it, but the working proletariat didn't make any strides because they see themselves as temporarily inconvenienced future millionaires. Russell Wilson seems like the type of guy that's like trying to run that Grant Cardone hustle, but he ain't got the Grant Cardone gypsy blood. Grant Cardone looks like he is descended from a long line of Ferris wheel technicians. All those super salesmen, they're always selling something. That's what Russell Wilson seems. Russell Wilson seems like, hey, do you want to? He seems like he might ask you in the middle, like, are you looking to sell your house? That's what Russell Wilson seems like. He seems like the type of guy, are you looking to sell your house? Takes pictures like this. The real estate. You know how I go. The real estate people. I know what I'm talking about. He seems like the type of dude, like if he had a Topps trading card, it wouldn't be him holding the football. It would be him as a real estate agent. He would take his real estate picture as his football fucking playing card. Cringe Swag. Okay? Cringe Swag. Cringe Swag, and when you have Cringe Swag, you can feel it in your back. You can feel it in your spine. You'll be like, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm being normal. But I think Russell Wilson has a Tyler Durden inside of him. Like Russell Wilson has a he seems like the type of guy that he's the narrator in Fight Club. He's like a GLE 350 that thinks it's a G63. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that has a Hyundai Genesis but they like when they drive it they think it's like a S55. It's got all the same shit as a S55, like bells and whistles, but it's not. It don't have that. It ain't from Germany. It was made in South Carolina. Hyundai Genesis drivers who drive like sport Hyundai sedans, and this shit ain't never touched Germany. Cringe Swag. And I say this, I know this in a very in-depth level because I suffer from cringe swag. Now I did. I was cringe swag daddy. I'm not just a client. I'm the president. I was the cringe swag man. Cringe swag, man, what you'll do for some? What you'll do, what a dude will go through in his 20s and 30s, because you don't really become comfortable with being the villain until you hit your 40s. Once you hit your late 30s and your 40s, that's when you become comfortable with being the villain. That's when you stop sucking your stomach in. When you're trying to hang on to your cool and you ain't got it, might as well just go get the Old Navy fleece. Just go get it. You cold, right? You don't want to be cold, right? Go get the Old Navy fleece, dog. Who cares? I was walking through Target the other day and I got straight up late 30s, early 40s casual man. Get down on my whole, this chick, I was in the toy aisle looking for an action figure. This chick followed me. I think I had put on some oil. I put on some body oil that I had, that you get from the black side of town, from the African store, the flea market. And I had something left over. I was like, I need to use this shit up. So I put some on. It's very potent. And it was smooth. It had a nice little bouquet. So I smelled good, and it was permeating. Oils are always better and more powerful. The oils are always better than the conventional like eau de toilette cologne concentration. Man, this lady, she had to be in her early 40s, and that's how I know I'm getting old. You know how old you are based upon the trim that you attract. And I was like, oh shit, I'm old now, because she followed me and she just, I guess she wanted to get another look at me, but by the time she got where what aisle I was on, I was turning around coming back in her direction, so we met face to face. And she said something silly about what she was looking for, but she wasn't looking for anything. She was looking at me. I got middle-aged man swag. I got that middle-aged man coming off of me. And that's what she responded to. I got Old Navy fleece swag. My swag ain't cringe no more. My swag ain't cringe no more. It's like when you see somebody get out of a nice car, or when you see somebody with like some old New Balances on, but you can tell like let's see what this is. See what I'm at with it. But you can tell they got like a really nice house somewhere, and you can just tell like it don't matter what kind of shoes they wear. You can tell they got the barbecue threes. They got the grass cutting fours on. That's where I'm at with it. I look like I can check it to see where I'm at. I look like that. I look like I got about 92 grand sitting somewhere, just sitting there, and I'm not even making a move on it. It's just there. I got stepdaddy swag. I don't have any stepkids, but I know I got stepdaddy swag. And Russell is in that part of his life where he's finished. He's not as cool as he thinks he is, and he just needs to lean out. There was a funeral over there. I should go. She gonna say, hey, that's a white cemetery, so where they bury a lot of rich white folks. I should go over there and make some connects. You looking to sell your house? Are you in the market to sell your house? Anywho, yeah, cringe swag. It's got cringe swag. When you have cringe swag, people are gonna fucking attack you, man. People are going to bring the claws out for you. Yeah.